All right, guys, welcome back to another video. As you guys know, we got a giveaway going on. So before we can get rolling in today's video, got to do a little merch plug. lsnasty.com, first link in the description below. Brand new website, brand new entry method. Every dollar you spend on lsnasty.com gets an entry to win.
Getting her all dialed in. Ready for some paint. Fixing all that body damage.
We got new hoodies up on the site. We got new shirts up on the site. And then we got some badass stuff. We got socks, hats. We got a mystery box, which is absolutely sick. That's double entry. And then we have boxers, key tags, posters. Like, we literally got the fries that will cross your eyes. So go to lsnasty.com. First link in the description below. Go down there, check it out. Like I said, brand new website, brand new entry method. So every dollar you spend is an entry to win. And plus, stuff flying off the shelves, shipping out quick, and it's hoodie season, so go down there and get your hoodies. The Blizzard, my favorite build. This thing right here is like, got me the most excited. We're close, we're not that far away. Travis cleaned it up last time he was here, and this thing, honestly, I could say has never looked this good. We got these polished wheels front and back on there, which is the first time I've ever gone with a look like that, and I'm definitely in love with the polished wheels on the Fox body. We got doors, they are done. Deck lid, that is done. Bumper, that is done. The fourth thing is the front end, and that is getting finished up. We'll have it this month, and I think once we get in here, send it up to Sunescape, Jonathan over there, get it wrapped, get it painted, get some body work done to it. It's going to look absolutely sick, and Shannon's going to make us a big ass wing. So the appearance package, this thing is going to be sweet. But as you guys know, it's all about the power plant. I got my old / new intake set up on here. This is what we ran on the Colorado Texas Speed 4500. Carb style throttle body, but as you can see, it's set up EFI. We're going to put a set of billet atomizers in there. We got the new TKM burst panel, which you guys can get on tkmperformance.com. This thing is sweet. I like the burst panel stuff, especially around the blower stuff. You're not going to blow your intake up, blow your charge pipe off. And then we got our HOLLEY 4500 elbow. It's got all of our sensors and our vacuum references in the back. And then we got the HOLLEY 105 throttle body with the Wiggins style clamp, the clamshell, whatever. So we're intake to oil pan on this Johnny here is pretty solid. Big elbow guy, like my elbows. This thing right here, not an elbow, just a massive build intake. Not the biggest fan, but definitely a big elbow guy. For those guys that don't know, the power plant is this blower here. This cart right here is the Blizzard cart. This is the Glizzy mobile at this point in time. Terrifying at this point.
Could collapse at any second.
Could collapse at any second. First thing on here, we got safety glasses because we here at LS Nasty don't do safety squints. We wear all of our PPE. We got a fuel pump for mock-up. This is an Enderley 110. I got an Enderley 110. This one needs to be rebuilt, but I got a good one off of my buddy Jason Tyson on a smoking deal. So shout out to Jason Tyson. You guys hear his name a lot because he be going around and winning. Big shout out to everyone up at TKM, especially Terry, because Terry was putting in work and made these stands. So this is what we're going to be talking about in today's video here. Hold my stand. All right. Compare your stand to my stand.
Looks like mine's a a little bit longer.
Looks like it's 1.12 inches longer.
1.12 inches.
So I sent 2 of the stands up to TCAM Performance, and we are now back in business. So waiting on stands to get made. Didn't really want to do that. They knocked these out same day at TCAM Performance, and as you can see, looks to be perfect. We're going to get these installed, and then we should be able to get the blower mounted up. One thing around here, talk to them about the hardware around here. Our selection.
There is none. You got Lowe's. That's pretty much it. Fastenal's, 30, 45 minutes away. That's like my shop. I'm a little spoiled because I have a couple fastener stores right close by, and you can get literally anything here. It's like, the simple stuff, you just can't get it. So that's what delays it sometimes. When you got to go to Lowe's and they don't have it, and you got to drive 45 minutes away, just get a couple bolts. It's difficult because most of the time, we could have a bunch of bolts, and we do have a bunch, but you always need that like one special bolt, like the countersunk Allens to retain the blower drive hub. That's what we need, and they just don't have any around here.
So I talked about this before. I did a video on this before, but it's very important. I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate how complicated some of this external oil pump, external fuel pump, running a blower, like this stuff here, it needs to be perfect in order for it to run good. And when you see a blower car, when you see something with a belt drive on it, you don't really appreciate the thought and the work that goes into making it work correctly, because we know what happens when it doesn't work correctly.
Yeah. If it's not aligned correctly, or if your pump's not mounted solid and everything, the belt can walk off, especially external oil pump. That is one of the disadvantages to an external oil pump is if the belt comes off and you're done ringing on it, like
you're done.
It's bad.
Game over.
You can do oil pressure safeties, but by the time the safety catches it and turns it off, you've already turned a whole lot of revolutions with no oil pressure. So make sure it's correct.
Yeah, so what we're going to do here is we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about the blower stands and
oil pump.
We got the oil pump here with the fuel pump drive off the back. It's going to probably make my zoomies intricate, to say the least.
Yeah, I think some probably have to go through the K-member, which isn't a huge deal. There's a few different ways you can run the zoomies. So like these 2 rear cylinders, they can come out and down. The biggest thing you want to make sure, is plug access, because you will be changing plugs on it, and you don't want to get to where you're like, well, man, it takes 2.5 hours to get to the one plug. So
total pain in the ass if that happens. So building headers, I guess the one benefit is you can make sure that
yeah, you can do it, make sure you got good access. You have your flanges, stainless flanges.
Yeah, I got my flanges up there, and I got the oil pump right here. Now this is from Aviade. This is the same one that we run on the Sheep, just a different mounting blade.
Yep, different mounting blade. So these blades, so this is a 40 blade. They sell 40 and 20 blades. They sell a whole lot of different blades. This blade and this pump, you can disassemble it. It's not that hard, and you can actually flip the blade around, and you can mount it. So if like the slider holes are on the wrong side, you can do it over there. So we're probably going to be somewhere around here. We're going to have to cut the bottom of the blower, or the
do you think now, are you going to try to go below? Do you think that's too low?
I think so, because you got to think with you have your fitting. But we'll also, on what we'll be doing is we're going to have Brown and Miller, where the 90 will be the ORB fitting. So instead of having this on there and then a 90, we're going to be right there. So the fitting's probably going to come down to about right here. So what I would try to do is, get it.
See, here, this is what I was saying. Now you're going to have a blower stand there. So do you run the belt around the blower stand?
You'd have to be so high. You'd have to be below. We'll probably need a longer belt.
Yeah, definitely, like 100% need a longer belt.
Yeah. So I would say it's going to be here, and our belt is going to be below the blower stand. Yeah, because up here, your pump, because you got to think you're scavenging from the bottom of your sump, and you don't want to be too low to where you're scavenging uphill. Somewhere level. It will pull uphill, but somewhere in the level range is the best. You don't want it too low to where it's, fine line between everything. Race car stuff, the front drive packaging and everything is difficult.
This one I'd say is more so difficult because you then have to mount a blower, and you got all this other stuff, where the turbo stuff, you put everything on there, you kind of just like stick it up where it is, and then you build your turbo kit around there.
Yep, yeah, it's pretty easy. It's all, depending on how you want to package it. Whenever I build like a turbo kit, I want it to be nice and compact, not all over the place, easy to access everything. So same thing like when we build the zoomies, we're going to really take into consideration working on it, plug access, make sure that when it fit wheelies, it's not going to smash into the header tubes or anything. So that is one of the advantages when you build something yourself. If you really pay attention, you can do it to where it's right, because I'm sure a lot of you guys have bought something and it just did not fit, and that always sucks. So, but the flip side, when you can just buy something bolted on, it saves an absolute metric ton of time.
Yeah, so.
Do this.
I guess and also the benefit of having that lower is it's going to free up some space for the zoomies.
Yep. So that'll help the damn, you know, we could mount the pump on that side.
Benefit.
The oil
pickup is on that side.
Have to
go under.
Yeah. So well, see, we got the outlet over here, inlet outlet. Does this have another? It does not have
a provision on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to look into that, you know, across the lines.
Now I'm gonna hit you with a real doozy here. Let's talk about oil filter housing placement.
Yeah.
Fuel filter, because there's a lot of things that go along with mounting this.
Yeah. So you're gonna have the fuel pump mounted off the rear of this, so it's gonna be here. So if you keep it here like this, I mean, you gotta think too, you never want to mount this lower than the K-member, because the K-member is going to hit before anything. Yes. You don't want your pump to get smashed off the ground. So if we mount this here and we got a fuel pump here.
So do we need to, so I got the spacers on the K-member. Would you leave the spacers where they are?
Yeah, I would, because you have to have them for your oil pan clearance.
Yeah, well, I was going to say I was going to get another oil pan that was shorter and then put shorter spacers on there. But when you do that, then the amount of room you have to mount everything below
gets raised up. I mean, there's catch-22s with everything. The only disadvantage of spacing the K-member is your A-arm angle. So when you really slam this thing down, because see, like right now, well, it's not too bad. You know, you got, I like to run about 1 inch of
up travel,
and because you gotta think, when you're wheeling, you're not using the spring or anything to control when it comes down. It's all in your shock dampening. So a lot of guys that, you know, the only thing they're looking at is like they're looking at the rebound, how fast the front end comes up, but they don't look at, like, if you got your rebound, everything's good, but your compression's way loose, what happens is when you wheelie, the thing's just going to blow through all the travel and it's going to slam down. So you really want to work on your compression to whenever it does wheelie and it comes down, it slows it down enough to where it just doesn't, you know, bottom it out. So maybe lower it down just a little bit.
Yeah, because don't Mustangs really mess up the shock towers? Isn't that a common thing on Mustangs when they wheelie bad?
It can. I mean, just anything. I mean, you're talking like when it bottoms out, all the pressure's on this. This one's set up to where the front end's tied into the shock tower area, but it's you know, it's not that strong. It's just some, you know, stamped steel, so nothing super rigid to where I'd want to hit it hard. But this will probably, if we're over here, we could do the pump mounted here. Oil filter housing right here, so the line comes out. We'll take this off, we'll do a 45 ORB, come up into the oil housing, and then down here, and then you could go under the back and over.
So I go straight down then and then cross over?
Cross over somewhere. That is one of the disadvantages to the LS. You know, small block Ford, you can feed off the side, you can feed off the rear. You know, there's a lot of different areas to where you can feed into an oil galley. So maybe a slight advantage in that aspect. But, you know, we'll figure it out.
This big motor plate will be nice to mount different things on. As far as the fuel pump, oil pump stuff, or sorry, fuel filter, oil filter.
Yep. So,
if we can keep everything up here, you know, that wouldn't be bad. And then really everything back there is just, you got the zoomies, which I'm really going to focus on building the first, I'd say like 5 inches of them, make sure they're super accessible to the spark plug, and then, you know, have them run together from there.
All right. That's what I'm thinking. Oil pump here. 45. Up, over, oil filter housing right here, down, underneath.
Yep, goes right in.
Goes right in. On the rear, we could either mount the System 1 filter over here.
Yep.
Or the System 1 filter here. Come up to the top, right out of the top, straight in the rail.
Right in the rail, yeah. Super compact. Yep. Now, one thing I do have to ask is, here, put that back up there, that blade up to the front. See, I think we're gonna run into an issue there. Yep.
Okay. So blade on the rear. I mean,
Blade
that's,
on the rear.
That's what you can do. But like I said, with having the ORB fitting, you can do that, and you can kick it off to the side.
Plus, with how much with how much.
Oh yeah,
we can trim this up.
You can trim it as much as you want. So right there, I think with the pulley on the back, we might have to space it back just a little bit, and we can go back and in like that.
Ooh, oh, that might be it. That might be it.
Yeah, maybe catch one of these holes for the blower stand,
yep.
where it goes through here, so it'd be about in like that area right there.
Yep.
Keep the fuel pump nice and tight to the motor. That leaves header clearance. So.
I think this honestly might work a little bit better than before. One thing that I'm super excited about with these stands, Kevin and everybody up at TCAM really hooked it up because we were looking at a lengthy weight just on these.
Yep.
And we got these in there, and these are huge. So the reason for everyone that's wondering why we got new blower stands that are longer, we've added this drive off the back for the oil pump fuel pump combo, and then we added this.
Yep.
The pickup trigger wheel.
So we got that. We got a new hub. Everything's hub centric. So this index is in this, and this index is on the outside of the thing, because you want everything to be, your bolts do not center it. Even with them being countersunk, they won't center it correctly. Everything has to be indexed.
That was the issue with it when we ran it in the burnout contest.
Yeah, we had no way, it was not hub centric or anything, so we did it with the bolts, and I put it on and off like 20 times trying to get it exactly centered, but it wasn't exactly right. Same thing with this car. That's the reason why we're changing a lot of stuff, because it wasn't centered. What happens is when it's running, your belt is getting tighter and looser, and you know it's not that big of a deal, but when things spinning 8,000 RPM, everything's vibrating, and it's just,
it becomes a big deal.
Yeah, you want everything to be perfectly aligned. This works out better too because the blower has an outlet on it, but it's at blower speed, so it is really humping. So if the motor's
we had a massive pulley on that thing to slow it down.
Yeah, it would have just, you know, not been good.
And then you have all the lines out here that are then running. If you keep everything on the motor plate, like you said, have some stuff coming up and over. And once we trim this down, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty trick, and everything's going to look pretty good. And
yeah, hang it off the edge over here, like right there. Trim that down. The lines will be right there. They come right in.
And they go right in, right against the block, right down to the oil. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's mint.
Works good. So
excitement level. Are we getting closer to the end?
Yeah, I mean, we can start, you know, we just got to start working on it and get a few more parts. We really need, you know.
This is
kind of, it's not back burner, but
it is back burner.
This is priority.
We're waiting on the Aviade oil pump to come in with the small block Ford mandrel. Everyone's like, damn, you small block Ford guys can't figure it out. No, it's not that we can't figure it out. It's that it was wrong before, and we're making it right.
Yeah, it had a bunch of just cobbled up stuff on it, and you know, now we're trying to fix it. I changed the I welded a bung on the oil pan to for the return, so now our turbo return will come straight out of the turbo and straight in the pan. We won't have a scavenge pump anymore, so that's one less failure point. You don't have to deal with it. You just crank it up and go.
Got the new motor plate on there.
Yeah, I got the new motor plate on there. We're probably going to take it off on the spacers. We're going to have those cut down to the correct length because these are too long. Jessel makes a few different drives. That one's the shortest one, so nothing will fit out of the box. Get the oil pump mounted, get everything working, and really just, it's a, you know, like MK Ultra. Spend a lot of time getting the drive right. Whole lot of time machining stuff, getting spacers right. From the time I've ran that car, when it was nitrous the first time, I have never had a problem with any of that, and that's the way it should be, because you see a lot of people like their things, like they use like one bolt. Like before, we only had one bolt here, and
the pump was wobbling, like it was chewing the belt up, like it was not good.
Not ideal. So we're gonna do that. Got Steven, he's making some badass bulkheads. So they're gonna be dash 12.
That's Steven at Rock Solid Motorsports.
Yeah, Steven at Rock Solid Motorsports. Have a little 4-bolt thing, so we'll cut that in there. Slit fit. Went ahead and mounted the catch can in the rear. I didn't want to, but they made me do it.
Oh yeah, you didn't want to. I wanted to cut a hole in this thing so bad. So, this is gonna be trimmed down, obviously. We've got Steven's medium-sized burn down tank in the back.
Yeah.
Move the drains to the bottom and everything. So really, this whole deal, I mean, it's this car, once it's done, all the stuff that wasn't jiving right.
We ain't gonna, you know, we went to a lot of stuff with the sheep where we went to the track and we had to work on it and everything. We don't want to get into that. We want to take this to the track, go race it, put it in the trailer, and then take it back to the track. Don't even have to take it out of the trailer. You don't do no maintenance on it. You just race it, bring it back, race it again. So doing this will help. You know, we're gonna eventually do one in the sheep. Kind of going through, change some stuff, did some stuff on the wiring.
You guys know the steering column,
the brakes.
The brakes, got the brake lines run. The brake lines look sick. Working on throttle pedal right now. So we got the end on this one is very, very close. We're going to try to go out to North versus South, Glot Motorsport Park with the Black Sheep and the Bad Apple. That is the weekend after FL2K.
Yep.
So when we get back, we're going to have some parts here, put it together, run Brown and Miller, get some lines made and everything, and then we should be Bad Appling. So it's a long time coming. It's long overdue, but it's for a good reason. That's going to wrap today's video. I think I'm going to try to post this one completely uncut. Oh yeah, you guys want just real quick look in the race car room? We've been working on it. I'm going to try to post this video completely uncut. So as you guys see it, is what you get. This is real life, and I say a lot, but just deal with it. Race car room.
Got some light. You can see.
Got some light. Been cleaning up. Look over here. I would kind of just clean this section and a little bit of the back. Got to go through and really clean the floors, but updated the toolbox a little bit. We got some tools and stuff in here. So we're trying to really be as efficient as possible and everything. Look at this, an empty tool cart.
Yeah, we're trying to get away. We're not going to do a lot of work in here. We're going to do the work is going to be completed out there, and then the minor stuff is going to be in here.
Any updates?
You know, little tiny stuff. You know, need to do some maintenance on it, but all the real work is out there. But hopefully, once we get it, we don't have to do a lot of real work. It's just going to be, you know, maybe converter changes, and we are going to break them. I mean, that's just part of it.
And we'll fix them in here, but yeah.
Yep. But
this room is going to be heat AC. It's going to be pretty nice. We've got some nice lights in here, and you know, oil changes, a lot of preventative maintenance stuff and everything in here. So that's going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys are excited. Hopefully we get to do some racing this weekend. If not, we're going to be racing the next 2 weekends. We got North-South at Glot Motorsports Park, and then a $20,000 race, $3,000 stock block race, and then they're paying for Outlaw Street on Saturday. So Friday the 22nd, they have $3,000 stock block race. They got Outlaw Street on Saturday, which is stock floor pans, stock rear suspension, stock floor pans, stock firewall, stock front suspension. You can be back halved in Outlaw Street, but that's really a lot of the all steel, all glass guys, and a lot of the stock block guys are going to run that as well. And then we got the $20,000 shootout on the 23rd.
Stock floor pans.
Yeah.
Stock firewall.
Yeah.
What else? Does it have to be all steel, all glass?
I'm not sure. I got to go back and look at the rules. I know I got to be better.
Got stock floor pans.
Oh yeah,
stock firewall.
Matt's got them tacked in there. So, all right. Well, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, subscribe. Go down and hit that bell next to that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.
$20,000 race. Lock-ins.
Oh yeah, if you guys aren't locked in, we might have a couple openings if you guys want to get in on this $20,000 race, because a couple guys that were supposed to lock in are dropping out. So if you guys are interested, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Facebook, let me know the info on the car, let me know some info about you, and we can get you in there. We'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.
He get the bodies round. John Doc got the bodies round. The Black Sheep on the property. He got the bodies for the next round. 15